one man, one call, and a promise that would change the destiny of the world forever. This is the story of Ibrahim, the friend of God. In the ancient city of Ur, a man named Abram lived among idols. But his heart longed for something greater. Then, the voice of the Almighty broke through the silence. Leave your country, your relatives, and your father's house, and go to the land I will show you. I will bless you, and through you, all nations will be blessed. At 75 years old, Abram obeyed. With his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all they had, they set out, not knowing their destination. Step by step, they followed God's call into the land of Canaan, but famine struck. Abram went to Egypt to survive. Fearing for his life because Sarai was beautiful, he said she was his sister. Pharaoh took her into his palace, but God struck Pharaoh's house with plagues. Sarai was returned, and Abram left Egypt with even more wealth than before. Back in Canaan, Abram and Lot's herds grew too large to share the land. Abram, a man of peace, let Lot choose where to settle. Lot chose the fertile plains near Sodom, while Abram stayed in Canaan. God promised again, look in every direction. This land will belong to your descendants forever. When Lot was captured in a war between kings, Abram armed 318 men and pursued the captors. Under the cover of night, he rescued Lot and all the goods. On his return, the mysterious priest King Melchizedek blessed him with bread and wine, declaring him blessed by God Most High. God appeared again, showing Abram the stars, so shall your descendants be. But years passed, and no child came. Sarah, growing weary, gave Abram her maid Hagar, and Ishmael was born. At 99, God changed Abram's name to Abraham, father of many nations, and Sarai to Sarah. He promised a miracle. Within a year, Sarah would have a son. She laughed in disbelief. But God's word never fails. 3 heavenly visitors came, announcing Isaac's birth, and the coming destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham pleaded for the cities. If even 10 righteous are found, will you spare them? But not even 10 were found. And the cities fell. As promised, Isaac was born. But soon, tension rose between Sarah and Hagar. God told Abraham to send Hagar and Ishmael away, yet promised to make Ishmael a great nation too. Then came the greatest test. Take your son, your only son Isaac, and offer him as a sacrifice. Heartbroken but obedient, Abraham climbed Mount Moriah with Isaac. At the altar, as the knife was raised, Abraham, do not harm the boy. A ram caught in the thicket became the offering instead. Sarah died at 127, and Abraham buried her in the cave of Machpelah, the first land he owned in Canaan. He lived to see Isaac married to Rebekah. At 175, Abraham breathed his last, and was buried beside Sarah. The friend of God, Abraham's story is a story of faith, of trust against all odds, and of a God who keeps his promises. And through Abraham's seed, all nations are blessed.